Well, this week is a big week for the arts at the Georgia Street because it's our annual fall arts season preview where we look at all the coming subscription series in theater, music, dance, comedy, visual arts. So it's the place to look if you're trying to plan what you want to see. And every fall that we do this, our photographer Alex Waterhouse Hayward plans shoot of some of we call them the ones to watch, the young and up and coming artists in all the art forms. And every year he comes up with something clever and visual, a place to shoot them. And this year it was at the Grace Studio on Maple Street over here on the west side. And it's owned by an interior designer who collects old suitcases and sculptures and paintings, and as it turns out, skeletons, bones and skeleton sort of sculptures. So she hit it off with Alex, who spent a lot of years in Mexico City and is fascinated with the Day of the Dead and so on. And if you look really closely at his portraits for this year's art season preview, you will see very subtly the presence of little skeletons in the pictures. In one case, it's a painting of a skull is kind of lurking over the shoulder of two of the artists. In another case, it's a full-bodied skeleton that's standing behind them. So check out those portraits. They're almost artworks unto themselves, and it's a good way to see who some of the new young up-and-coming artists are. We have everyone from an opera singer who you'll see understudying some of the great lead roles at the Vancouver Opera this season, including Tosca, which is their opening show, a huge role, and she'll be in the chorus there. We've got a classical guitarist who also he plays the electric guitar and the classical guitar and sort of mixes up the forms. His name's Adrian Verdejo. We talked to a tap star. His name's Danny Nielsen. He's doing a full-length tap show at the Dance Center during their open house this weekend on Saturday. And then he's been recruited to the only full-time tap dance company in North America called Tapestry Dance in Austin, Texas. So he's of that caliber that he's being stolen away there for a little while, although he does plan to return to Vancouver. We also profile one of Ballet BC's exciting new young dancers. His name's Thibaut Eiferman. I spoke to him at the Ballet BC studios where they're madly creating new works to open their season in October, and they look amazing. We also talked to two young actresses. We talked to a visual artist who makes art out of Google Map photos of farms out in Surrey. We talked to an artist from a group called Instant Coffee who makes art out of just about anything, piles of dishes, sequins. So that was an interesting interview as well. We talked to two comedians who are really hot on the comedy club circuit right now. So there's a lot to take in our art season preview that way. Our critics also make their picks for the season, so it's the place to find out where you've got to get the tickets for the must-see shows. Some of the really big ones that are coming up include Evelyn Glennie, who will be appearing at the Vancouver Symphony Orchestra opening at the end of this month. She's a solo percussionist, and she is just amazing when she performs. We also talk about some of the other shows that are going to be happening. As I mentioned, Ballet BC will be kicking off their season. Dance House will be kicking off their season with the Stephen Petronio Company out of New York, and a very exciting contemporary company who puts their dance to the music of Nick Cave. Alberta Ballet will be coming here as part of the Ballet BC subscription series with a ballet set to the music of Sarah McLachlan. So there's another big show in the dance category. On the theater stages, there's a lot going on down at the Arts Club that you can read about, as well as at the Cultch, where there's big shows like Penelope opening. So our theater critic, Colin Thomas, will give you the lowdown on all of those things as well as some of the comedians coming and some of the big visual arts show. And among those, the one that really is the standout is the Capture Photography Festival. It's a major new photography festival that's launching here in Vancouver, and It starts at the beginning of October, and it has such huge names as Ed Bertinsky, Jeff Wall, and others involved in the show. So it'll be at galleries across the city and feature a lot of local as well as international names, and it's just a huge new addition to the cultural calendar here in Vancouver. So no shortage of things to sign on for this fall and in the coming winter when there's festivals like the Push Festival coming and so on. So check out this week's issue if you plan to do any cultural events so you can see what you need to plan on your calendar.